Très vite.
Bonjour.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Morning Brew with Vienna, Whyte, Season 1, Episode 46, a Yeg Music production. I'm your host, Marissa Kay.
I'm Millie Rouge, and welcome to the show this morning.
Welcome to the show. This is our show.
Welcome to our show. Whoa, 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 whoa.
No, that is not going to be our theme song.
We need a theme song, actually. Not that one, but we need a theme song. Super cheesy 80s synth neon intro.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Yeah.
Now that we've defined our genre in 4 words.
I'll get some like neon LEDs to go like right here.
Yes.
All the way
awesome.
down and then all the way across. That'll be a good time. Oh yeah.
That's amazing. So we have been enjoying, and today will be another day of sun, which is really funny because I went outside, and I was outside when it was like way more cloudier yesterday. Like it wasn't really when it was that warm. Like I was outside for maybe in total, like in the beginning of the day, like 10 minutes, and then in the afternoon, like 4 hours, but that's when it was cloudy. But I looked in the mirror last night and I was like, oh, my chest looks kind of weird. Like not burnt, but it just looked weird. So I put my fingers and I went, you know how when you have a burn, you can see the skin kind of like
turn from like red to white. Yeah.
Red to white. And I was like, what? Like I wasn't even in the sun that long. Like what?
Yeah,
but sometimes even when it's cloudy, you can still
overcast can really still be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was still like really nice out yesterday. It was still like really, really gorgeous outside.
Mm-hmm.
Which is honestly kind of nice. It's nice to just have
sit outside.
Yeah,
on a patio.
Especially in Canada, you know.
I ate cake on a patio yesterday and I had a pop. It was great. It was great.
I had donuts from Donut Party yesterday. It was an Earl Grey donut.
Ooh, that sounds so good.
So good. Like London Fog Earl Grey donut.
Oh, yum.
Not sonsponsored, but
so I had Popeye's chicken yesterday, so I really need to eat not like a piece of shiz today. Because yesterday was my stepdad's retirement party, so he like it wasn't a party, but it was like 4, 5, 6 people. But he likes deep fried things like that. Like he likes KFC and like Popeyes. So we were all kind of like, oh, we get to eat fried chicken, but which I love, but it's really not good for you. But it's kind of like it's supposed to be a one special occasion where you get to choose your favorite food, right? So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not a fan of like KFC. I've never really liked KFC. I like their popcorn chicken, but that's about it. I've never really been a huge fan.
I only like that. I only like the
I don't know. I think that mashed potatoes and coleslaw and fried chicken is like a sit-down meal. Like I can't eat it on the go.
Like drive-through.
Yeah, I don't know. That the drive-through portion of it is weird. The popcorn chicken makes sense to me.
Easy
like
to eat.
Chicken nuggets make sense to like, sit and dip. But I feel like mashed potatoes is a sit-down meal,
Totally.
I don't know. Like I feel like it's a weird thing to eat on the go. It's like soup on the go. It's a weird thing to eat on the go,
Like remember when they made those soup to go cans that you would like sip from the can? I'm just like, that's just gross. Like that's just gross. Like they'd be called soup at hand, not soup to go. But I think there are some called soup to go, and they would be in like imagine like a coffee tumbler, but they're like recyclable, so recyclable. And then they would have like a plastic wrapping, and you would just like sip it. They probably still have them at grocery stores. I don't think they're like. I don't think they don't exist anymore. I think they're still a thing. But then you just like you warm it up in the microwave, and you have a little hole to sip it, and you're like, which I'm just kind of like. Ew.
That sounds kind of gross.
Like soup should be like in a spoonful.
Yeah.
Like not like here's all this liquid.
Like a constant stream of soup.
Yeah.
Or
it's
like
gross.
The other thing that always bugged me was like those yogurt tubes. I've always thought the tubes were really weird.
Those are a little bit weird.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. But they're delicious. Like I would get them with Happy
good.
Meals.
I still ate them with lunches, but I just like I'm not a yogurt person now, so it's like
oh, you're not. Oh.
To eat it from a tube, it's like no.
I've been very curious because there's a yogurt setting on my Instant Pot, and my sister was saying yesterday how she made yogurt.
There's a yogurt setting on an Instant Pot?
I think it's on the newer Instant Pots, they have yogurt functions, so you can literally make your own yogurt, which I'm just like, first of all, how? And it obviously can't be that hard if there's an Instant Pot, function for it. But I'm like,
how do you make yogurt? Be interested to
like
know that.
I would assume you need like gelatin of some sort.
I guess.
Some kind of flavoring, like fruit. I don't know. Milk. I've never thought about making it before. So I'm kind of curious just to see how it would taste, because I don't know.
I feel like it would still be gross.
Yeah.
But
I
that's
think
just
so
because
too.
I'm not okay, I don't mean to hate on yogurt. I will still eat it. It's just it's not my favorite thing. I like Greek yogurt and that's about it.
Greek yogurt is great.
I can't even tell you why I don't like it. Maybe it's the texture, the consistency.
Yeah, now you understand why I don't like eggs.
I don't know. Yeah,
That's exactly why.
I suppose. Except you don't give me hate for not for not liking it. But
well, I actually really love yogurt, so that's just funny that we both have like polar opposite opinions on yogurt and eggs.
This is how we complete each other. You're dark brown hair. I'm blonde.
Veronica and Betty. Here we go.
Does that make me Betty? Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God.
You're Betty.
I don't want to be Betty. I don't like Riverdale anymore. Don't make me be
No,
Betty.
I'm talking about like the original comic books. Let's go off of that. Because in the original comic books, I'm rich and I got a rich daddy and I have all the men and I toy around one boy.
In the comic books, I haven't read an Archie comic in forever.
Well, Betty was like, she was really like smart and courageous and blah, blah, blah. But like her problem was that she'd keep going back to Archie, even though she'd get burned time and time and time and time again, because he would always be like, I have a date with Veronica, or, oh, gee, sorry, Betty. And she'd be like, so I was like, Betty, come on, get yourself together. He's not worth it.
That's not on the nose at all. Let's continue. Let's move on to the next thing. Let's not talk about that, Marissa. Let's not talk about that. So speaking of
things that are a throwback, like comic books, for example.
Ooh, that's a good
it's a good
segue.
Time. Let's talk about a movie. I can't remember what year it was made. I actually should have looked that up. But
so today's topic, we are talking about the Aristocats. The Aristocats.
So cute.
And I was telling you yesterday that just from the moment the credits started, my brain just went into full-on happiness nostalgia mode, and it was beautiful. Yeah. Like it's the second those cats walked across the screen, which cats are blessed with the finest forks and faces.
It's a very good intro song.
Yeah.
It's a very good intro song.
Oh, I forgot to take my other headphones in here. Oh, they're all the way over there. That's okay. Whatever. It's fine.
This is fine.
This is fine. But I would say it's one of the most creative ways they've used credits in that song or in that movie, was like the beginning credits and the end credits as well.
Of Disney.
And I don't know. I just like, it's just an overall just really well done movie, like an animal kids movie, because sometimes they'll make animal movies and it's just like, they didn't have to be animals for this to be a thing, but I feel like this is a very like animal problem,
Yeah, well, it's a weird plot. Like if you think about it, the cats just go missing, find their way back to Paris with this random cat from the street. And like whoever thought of the concept, I'm not saying it's a bad concept, I'm just like, how did your brain get there? Like, not that it's a bad thing. I'm just like, how did you think of that? I would never think of that plot line on my own.
Yeah, I feel like maybe it would have started with like an heiress and her children, but then they're like, that's too dark, so let's change it to cats.
Right. Oh man, sorry, I'm just screwing up on here on the live stream.
You're doing great, sweetie.
I have this like kind of different setup, so things are a little bit iffy today. That's my bad.
Oh no, it's all good. But one of the things I wanted to say about the main character woman, woman.
Her name is Miss Madame Von Leif.
Madame Von something.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay, anyways, yeah.
I've always been a fan of the way she talks.
Oh,
hello, George. Stop just kittens. It's like very, I love the way that she talks.
Yeah, she's really, she's very like classy.
Yeah, and my favorite thing is just how like she loves her cat so much. that I'm just like, I think we can all identify with her. She's just like, I love my
Yes.
kitties. They're a part of me and my family. And I was like, I know at least 12 people like her.
I agree. Her like obsession with cats was quite incredible. And I mean, I know people, like you said, I know people like that love cats and they're obsessed with cats like that. So I think it can relate for those people for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And it did have the dog scenes in it too for the dog lovers, I guess.
Where's my Betty basket? Oh man. Yeah, this movie was just like such a nostalgia trip for me.
Yeah.
And I mean the three kittens, obviously.
They're cute.
So cute. Toulouse, Marie, and
yeah, there's another one.
I forget the third one.
I can't remember.
Toulouse, Marie, and
I'd have to look it up to know.
I can't remember the third cat's name. I think
like
Toulouse
the little
is,
brown one, right?
Yeah, Toulouse. No, Toulouse is the orange one.
Okay.
Marie is the
white-haired
kitten.
Yeah.
And then the black-haired kitten.
The blue tie. Yeah, I can't remember.
I know the name. It's gonna bug me because they don't say his name as much in that movie. They say Marie's name a lot. They say Toulouse's name a lot. I really want to remember this name before the end of this. I'm gonna try to remember it without looking it up.
Okay.
Berlioz. It was Berlioz.
Okay. I was like, I'll look it up for you. Okay, that's great. I'm glad you remembered.
Marie, Berlioz, and Toulouse. Yes. I love all their names.
Yeah. Toulouse is a place in France, actually. So I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah.
Actually, one of the things I was going to say from the very beginning was the first thing that I thought of when I was watching the opening credits was I was like, I picture this to be like your house.
Yes.
Which cats are blessed? Naturellement, the Aristocats.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's Michelle.
Actually, when I was listening, the first like opening credits, I was like, I literally said in my mind, I was like, oh my God, French. Oh my God, Paris. Oh my God, cats. Oh my God. I was like, I can't wait to watch this. Even though I kind of knew what it was about, but I have seen it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I just like kind of forgot that they were like in Paris specifically. And I knew that like there was cats, obviously. And I didn't remember that they were like French though, for some reason. I don't know why that didn't process through my brain, but yeah, it was super awesome.
I think when I originally watched it, I thought like remembering the movie, I thought it was in the English countryside, but
it kind of is in a different, like they go to that like countryside. I think that's still in France though, to be honest.
But it was with the English geese. I think that's what threw me off was the English geese.
And the other cat, I don't know what his name is. I should know his name. He's one of the main characters, the guy who helps rescue them. Yeah.
Abraham DeLacy.
He doesn't have a French accent, so that's a little confusing too.
Well, there's a lot of cats in that movie that didn't have
French accents, yeah.
And
yeah.
And yeah, old Disney is very yeah.
That one cat that plays the Siamese cat, and I was like, oh no, dear Lord.
As a kid, I watched it and I was like, oh yeah, cool. But then I watched it back as an adult and I was like whoa. Yeah. And it made me so sad because the guy who did the voice for that was the voice of Tigger, and I was like, no. Oh man, I just like that part came up and I was like, I knew it, and everybody wants to be a cat. I knew that part was coming, and I was like,
no,
here it comes, brace for it.
Brace yourselves.
Yeah, it was a big old cringe fest when I was watching that scene.
I know. Other than that was really the only scene that was kind of like cringy where you're like, oh, because some old movies have that charm to them. Did you tell me what year this movie came out? Figure that out. I'm just curious to know the year, just to kind of put this into perspective.
I think
I'm gonna guess 1970.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm going with like 1970s.
December 11, 1970. You were bang on. Nice.
I should have tried to guess the day, just to prove a point. Sorry, this is not functioning for me. Stay with me, 'cause you're all I need.
Yeah, the 70s.
That's more steady. Yeah,
I
I
don't know
kind of
how I
figured
feel
because
about
it had some like 70s charm almost to it, like 60s charm too. Like
that. Yeah.
there's that one scene, and I actually loved this scene though. I loved how colorful and like the color scheming of the scene itself was so cool. But when they're playing like that jazz scene, if you will, like where they're playing all
And
that
lower
jazz
little
music.
soul into the tune.
Yeah, and like when the cats are all dancing, like the little kittens are all dancing with them, I felt like there was like some 60s inspiration and like
Mm-hmm.
just with the colors and to be really honest with you, it kind of felt like what you would feel like if you were on an acid trip. But which I'm like, there's the 60s right there, like right before the 70s, because
Oh yeah. I actually didn't realize how much jazz was in this movie.
that's the one
Still
thing I do
watching it.
remember.
Yeah, well, and I
Yeah.
remember the scene where Edgar's walking through the hay bale field with the two dogs.
Yeah,
Like,
iconic scene.
I remember that
Mm-hmm.
specifically.
Mm-hmm.
But and then the whole scene where they're like running after and there's like a whole bunch of jazz like and I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
this is kind of hip. Like I like
Yeah,
it.
whoever did the
Um,
score is just like
yeah, I found that a lot with older Disney movies is that the score matched what was happening on screen,
on
specifically
screen.
like in a movie like Cinderella. The scene where the mice go and get the necklace
Yes.
from
Yes. I know
where they go
exactly
and
what you're
get
talking
that,
about.
and you can remember all the music cues of what's happening on
Like
screen.
very rhythmically to the movements and the steps, and I think that's so
Yeah,
cool.
like that one scene where Gus is trying to run away and he's like, the cat steps on his tail and he's like,
Yeah.
and he's like just like running on the
Yeah.
spot. That's
So
what that
cool.
reminded me of
Yeah.
in the
You
Aristocats.
don't see that very often anymore, I feel like not, I don't know, not really. You don't see it where things are like timed that specifically to music.
Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was very much like an older Disney thing. Also, the animation style,
Yeah.
very hand drawn. And honestly,
Yes,
I'm
which I
here
loved.
for it. I love the original
Mm-hmm.
hand drawn animation.
I actually wrote a comment about that. There's one scene, I think, where they are coming back to Paris, I think, when they were like, oh, we found our way back. And there's like a scene where it was like a hand painted drawing of the mansion she had.
Mm-hmm.
And like it was like zooming in and the woman was like kind of, you could see her like walking back and forth. That was the only thing that was moving in the scene. Everything else
Oh,
is like
yeah.
water painted or whatever, however it was painted. It
Yeah.
was like so beautiful. It's like, oh, that's so nice. So
Yeah.
nice. Whoever did that, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it was very, very well done. I mean, I'm always going to be a huge advocate for 2D animation, like hand-drawn 2D animation.
Yeah. Totally.
Not that I don't think 3D animation takes a lot of work and a lot of time and a lot of effort. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking strictly aesthetically. I just love 2D animation.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's really great.
and specifically for Georges, I think he's so funny. His character is hilarious. The whole scene where he's just like, Edgar's like, shall we take the elevator this time, sir? He's like, that's for old people. And he's like going up the stairs.
So old, yeah.
Oh, he's great. And he's like, oh, I don't move as much as I used to when I was 80. And I was like, how old are you?
Yeah, 120. Who knows?
My favorite thing is when he's like putting on his glasses and he's like this, and he's like writing down the thing. I love it. I love those little things. Like it's just so well done.
Yeah. So if you guys want to hear more about us talking about the Aristocats, make sure to check us out tomorrow, 6 a.m. on our YouTube channel.
The Aristocats.
See you later. That didn't sound French. That sounded like Ukrainian or something.
Au revoir.
I can't think of another French goodbye word. Bonne nuit. There we go. I was like gonna say good morning, and I'm like, that's not what I'm trying to say.
Bonne nuit.
That's funny.
So yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about we talked a little bit about the music already, but I wanted to shed some extra light on the music specifically.
Because it is a pretty heavy based music.
Yeah, it's a very heavy music based movie. And one of the first things that popped up into my head was the scene Scales and Arpeggios.
Yeah.
I always have that anytime I'm doing voice warm-ups with my students.
I was totally going to ask you this. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I was totally going to ask you.
Yeah, when I teach them like do, re, mi, I sing them obviously do, re, mi from Sound of Music, but then I'll also teach them like do, mi, so, do, so, mi, do, mi, so, do, so, mi, do.
Yeah.
When you sing your scales and your arpeggios.
So great.
Yeah, but I was watching that scene, and one of my favorite things to look for is like, especially in animation, is if they get the notes right when people
Mm.
are playing the piano. And I noticed it. I was like,
Oh,
kind of did, but it was like it definitely sounds different
yeah, a little bit
what it could
different.
be playing. But like, oh god, my favorite. I love Toulouse. He's like my favorite. He's so cute, and he just like he has like the
Those
paint on his paws, and he
kittens.
goes and sits, and he's like, duh, 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 and I was like, yes, yes,
Like mood right there.
I love him. He's so cute.
Yeah. I
I just want to squish his face. He's so cute.
he's like they're all the kittens are so freaking cute. It's unbelievable. Um yeah, I wrote a few notes about this movie, and I mean not a lot of them are about the music, to be honest, just it's
Hmm.
about like the plot line. So her name's actually Madame Adelaide. Now I remember what it is. Madame Adelaide
Oh.
Bonne Famille. And Bonne Famille means like good family. So I wonder if that has to do with like the cats just being like her good family or something. But I really liked her sense of style and the life she has, a very luxurious life. That was something I thought was like, and I feel like we have this trend when we watch movies now where apparently we just watch rich people, because Annie, the King, and I, this movie, they're all like millionaire bajillionaires. I'm like, is there a theme here? Oh, it's on music, millionaire bajillionaires.
Bajillionaires. Yeah.
Like, is there something you're trying to say here?
That was a thing like back in the day. It was like being
It's-
rich and wealthy was very glorified. I guess it's still
oh,
glorified nowadays, but
it's like the thing you
um
wanted.
or yeah, it's just like like you feel special being a part of it kind of thing. And
Mm-hmm. Even if you're
that's
not.
why they were all princesses, like Ariel was a princess, Snow
True.
White was a princess,
True.
Um Jasmine was a princess, and like I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
be Jasmine, I wanted to be Ariel,
Yeah.
Um but yeah, I feel like things have taken a bit of a turn since then.
Right. Now it's more about like
The
the
actual
lesson, right? Or
It's
like the
more about the
story.
lesson and not about, yeah, because like when you think about the Aristocats, there's no real moral. I guess it's like don't kidnap cats,
Yeah, that's true. What is
but
the moral of the story?
there is no real moral. I guess like it's just a story of something that
Trust a
happened.
stranger? That's not a good moral either.
But yeah, but then O'Malley ends up being a really good stranger, and so he ends up being
Yeah.
like, their father.
Yeah.
Because there really was no conflict at the beginning. Like the cats were happy,
Mm-hmm.
and
I
the
guess
one
maybe
thing
it could be the difference between being rich and poor and how the two can combine, right? Because those other
maybe
cats, when they're playing like the music and they all come and get adopted, they're kind of like in the slums, if you will. So maybe it could be about like that, I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I honestly don't think that there was meant to be a moral behind this. I think it was just like, here's a story about cats. Like, it was more just like a
Which is
fun
fair.
story.
Yeah.
I don't think there was actually meant to be a moral. I think it was just like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
here's a story.
Here it
Um,
is.
Whereas if you think of something like, it's similar to 101 Dalmatians. Like
Mm-hmm.
I guess there obviously like there's an arc in both stories. Like that's I'm not saying
Yeah.
there's no arc. I'm saying that like in 101 Dalmatians, it's, hey, don't steal puppies, and like don't try
Mm-hmm.
to make a puppy coat.
Yeah.
But there's
Because
no
that's
real like,
wrong.
other than that, like there's no conflict amongst characters. Like they're all very fully developed.
Yeah.
So it's just like a fun. I say fun, but like it's just a story. Like it's just an entertaining story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I have some other notes, I guess, before we end off here. But her giving all her money to her cats is a mood. I would do the same.
Yeah.
Instead of giving it to your butler, give it to the cats. That's a mood. I really love that the mouse and cats have like a loving relationship, because when you look at like Cinderella, for example, it's the complete opposite. Like they're predator and prey. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
the
Yeah.
scene of the one you mentioned of Edgar and the dogs hustling through the hay, I thought, like, I love that scene, and I vividly
Yeah.
remember that scene very well.
Wait a minute. I'm the leader. I'll say. It's
So
great.
speaking of this scene, actually, I want to see if you knew this, but I recognized right away. I was like, hold on, hold the phone a minute, because the dog Napoleon, um, who's the dog in that movie where wait a minute, that one, he is the same dog from Fox and the Hound, who's named Chief,
Oh really?
and they're the same actor.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Hmm.
I think I saw parts of Fox and the Hound. I didn't actually watch it as a
Yeah.
kid.
So Chief is like the guy that kind of looks over the fox, like the dog, and he like tells him, or no, not the fox, Cooper, and he kind of like shows him the ropes and whatnot. But they have
Oh,
the same voice, and I was like, that's strange. So I looked it
yeah.
up, and
Well,
then I was
yeah.
interested in learning more.
Disney reused a lot of the same voice actors.
Hmm.
Like uh what the heck is his name in that movie? Well, obviously, and the really racially insensitive cat, I'll say that one.
Yeah.
Playing the piano. That actor, they use him a lot. The actor who plays Uncle Waldo.
Okay.
He played the other king in Sleeping Beauty, not King Stephen,
okay.
but Philip's father.
Yeah. That's cool.
Just like his inflections, I was like, oh yeah, it's the other king.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy who plays the voice of Winnie the Pooh as well is in this movie. The voice of Tigger. Yeah. I'm sure they do multiple voices in this movie.
Yeah. Which makes sense at the time why they reuse and recycle these actors. And
and it's funny because like nowadays you get big name actors to be voice actors in movies and stuff, and that's kind of like the trope nowadays. After Robin Williams played the genie, they were like, we need a stand-up comedian in every movie, and
every friggin' one,
every movie, because
if they're in any TV show, let's get them in.
Basically.
Like Beyonce's in animated movies now, so it shows that really anybody can be in an animated movie.
Or The Rock plays Maui of all things. Or what the heck is that guy's name who was in A Knight's Tale? He was in Dodgeball. He played Pete the Pirate, and he was the chicken in Moana. He was the little chicken. If you saw his picture, you'd be like, oh, this guy. I forget his name.
That's funny. But I didn't know the chicken had a character.
Yeah, it was that guy. He got paid to go like that.
Really?
Got paid to do that. Yeah.
I thought
like
that was
Vin
just like
Diesel got
generated.
Vin Diesel got paid to say I am Groot.
Right.
Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so it's definitely become like animation and voice acting is like a completely different game nowadays.
Yeah, totally.
You little sleepy.
I'm not even sleepy. That just came out of me, and I can control it.
Just came out of it. A ghost just escaped here.
There's my demon. I'm free. It's the genie. Sorry. Side rant. It's so true though. Like Seth Rogen's in movies and all these things. So it's so interesting to see, and I think it's cool though. I actually kind of appreciate it, and like.
Yeah, it's cool, but I mean, like, it's voice actors. It's like I feel like there's so many better voice actors out there than big name movie stars. You should give
them the opportunity to be in those.
Yeah, because that's like
their field.
That's their field. That's their livelihood. They know how to act in a studio. Yeah. They can do it in a couple takes, not 20.
So true.
Yeah, but like even Robin Williams, when you watched him in the studios, this is kind of a side rant, but
he's amazing.
You go on YouTube, search Aladdin behind the scenes, and go watch Robin Williams be the genie behind the mic.
He's unscripted most of the time.
Oh my god, so funny.
Yeah, there was incredible.
I was kind of obsessed with the behind the scenes stuff from Aladdin. So there's one part where the voice actor for Aladdin said, he's like, yeah, I definitely ruined a couple takes because Robin was just so funny and I had to laugh. Like, and so there's one part where he says like, how do I look? And he goes like a vampire on a day pass. And then he laughs and they ruin the take. But yeah, it's just, anyway. So my point is that Robin Williams, like it makes sense that they used him,
but
yeah, but so like with these old actors, like you can hear the inflections in their voice, and like their voices are their own entities.
They're so unique,
I guess. Yeah, like everybody can recognize Winnie the Pooh's voice. Everybody recognizes.
Yeah. So true.
Yeah, and everybody recognizes Tigger. It's one of those things. But overall, I have to say the music in this movie is very memorable. Although the part in Everybody Wants to Be a Cat where Duchess starts to sing, I didn't know it as a kid, but I rewatched it again and I was like, if you want to what?
If you excuse me? I know.
And I was like, what?
So
like, as
funny.
a kid, it went straight over my head.
Oh yeah,
I was like,
Disney
she's a pretty cat. She's just singing a pretty song and la 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 la.
Nope, she ain't.
And I was like, why would you write this? Why would you write that lyric? But again, there's a lot of other
Disney
problems with this movie that's not that. But
absolutely. I guess the question we would ask for this question, if this movie still holds up, and I think absolutely it still would. In certain aspects, I guess.
Yeah, I'd say cut out that one part in the Everybody Wants to Be a Cat because there's no reason for it. Just cut it out. Just get rid of it. If you cut that out, I would say yes.
Yeah. Because everything else is pretty wholesome.
Because that one part was just so unnecessary. Just take it out. We don't need it. It doesn't add anything. Just leave it behind.
Yeah.
Back in the 70s.
Y'all were racist. We're moving on from it. It's all good.
Yeah.
We forgive you.
It's yikes. But yeah, no, I just think that you could just take that part out. We don't need it anymore. We understand it was a thing. Take it out.
It was a timely
and it
thing.
can move. For that reason, I say it doesn't hold up, but for every other reason, the animation, the story, the music, the characters, I think, I think it's a great movie for kids to watch. And, I would just fast forward past that one part in Everybody Wants to Be a Cat. Just be like, you don't need to see this. It's not important.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous and you don't need to look at that. Yeah. So that would be
absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. So that's all the time we have for today. Thank you guys for watching our review. Well, not review, I guess, but our comments on the Aristocats.
Yeah.
My name's Millie Rouge.
And my name is Marissa Kay. And if you like this video, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell button to be notified when these videos come out. They come out Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. MDT every day. And yeah, give us your best meow in the comments.
Ooh, saucy.
Meow.
Meow. Meow. I have the perfect mic for this now. Meow, meow. Anyways, have a great Monday, everybody. Adios.
Bye.
Bye.